mo jinle da man to wala mo nyinti ko keba betata bak ha bawo man ko keba ni ala kamele sakuna keta keba karan na ta hakilma wato men ilaftan karte fo kala nun coalition o Kenya la mo betal coalition kan dawo balanta o kara diamo ti social media blog to taren ko man din ko keba sito men je dinno lolun to maaj dabo la balan wala wala katan to le kayrat min be ba ko sambento yala pour aman mo pati manyan na lole faye anyanda kala coalition olti bi o mol be nyaadile mon place le bol bi o mol be nyaadile masakunda kono bi ni atan non son tan wala kala ko coalition o kata nyame sambata UDP to fata dak mama kanila pati o da wata fa ba dentu no UDP o be fala dak wal binda bo balanto na chocho mama bi chocho keta do borota molbe borol ni jo kandidato manna ko matulankole ngejele so oto korda ko ni kebabe je ay kuma fula saba fo kana be fayde ajibe e kana te le tarula jibe walonya ajibe ko membe tata yawta wallahi ni atan non UDP ko hakil man dabulo ta bimbe tarabulo men kono wala bulo jaw yalla bakal so kola bafla mobe ko ala baraka bake momen be forum mo nyin kono jang mbe sansi jabi konto na bake men kata forum mo nyin na sababoti anin mandi mor lamba mandin ka moni wala badbun ka melialon kata sababu do forum mo be tent la bak kata la jaranjon yo okola mbe mol tent la melialon ko be jang misejo la siam katne bujang be tent lola bake be jeyla be duale fana simala ni jara kenda carte fayla lum bal tent la mbal jeyla be duala li ali kata ko men ka ali gambia sambandi sando kabu number 5 ali samba number 25 o kuma ta bake be duala li bake alama altalla al sabati ndi UDP kono kayrola na nyaton ko fana anala cabinet be ala executive mo be duala alo mari alama alen naso kayra ni sulu saji ma bal kono alama ala ya wanya yo albadi ma la hajima fanen ka fale do assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh ako sahin dolal man taraje ni nyim fanan dun taje ibaje la ko mo be afanjela panketo nyim bala panketo kumba kata nyim bala mol kamen do poti mo be fanjela jela ko yal mo be titano state house wala ni carte fo sidan ka mo klin tombo ko ni ere aka sur carte fo men kata ni kiyamanya mo wuli taworo wala ni woro ani fe wala ma fay yanko bada boy ha wala li afa bara mo be titano ere aka sur kasije o siran to mo kinni nyanda kasije so basa ay yanko bada bolo taroje muna fire wala mo UDP ko lebe je wala fire so o kejma bembe lan tablo kan dabo ko ni siyo be nyante fanjelo kono le so annu nyimu monte me alon kat ko alfala mati ni natna la side gibe anda place bal fana mara gam man sakunda ko ni ala side gibe andu mol mati mol sidan kuno amal fana yalo hakili kese dun ke olle damma si en jeno hanin dawo ma fasar mole bari ni natna calculation on ke baje la ko hakili ma damma wol si en jeno me nte fana be mor nyin ka fo nin da boy recommendo ke sayin fo rondel bon fama ron nte ko no amaro mbe nyen tam fanjela je bal bi mun be kere ngamiro mol medialon kat ko wol fa insiste bambante lota ko diya kuya barote kalandli kalila je ngama wol doomu number 1 no number 2 di gambia kono doomu number 3 umna moji mol medial kar ko ya declare ko to le mo fatiya TRRC e recommend ko wol nyanta busalale bi baro mo len nakinda fanna ba ami komandal sojarol ba medial kar ko wala be jammi fasa kan suto ni tilbulo lungu ni e baroje bas ba nyimila ko chalo ka chalo nyimi nyame wal bi wala man tan nak baro ba oto keba be tata dulato sako nakata keba hakil mat oto ni lañ interview woyo koyendle ko ka foko baro kala decision o tara fay pare ena afu da boy so dawo fane mel long ko da sa kadum dawo men fate ni na koto Mr. Bojan na koto Ablaye Bojan na koto to fon be diam to lo bakel ala yalo par buron be hakada no ni na to mol bulu anin dawo fon bawon to ntia jela ko manya na kake bara men fo ye wala mun ko dawo lo makam to wala mun ko ne atra nga understand wala mun ko mel pare da price je ni mantarol kon katon ay modol informel wala ay leta sutun ki modol ne kay tandi la ko ni manya na kasi ni e carte fo ke ya fay wala ya fay no ya jel so mtema ankale kan bar ngalo Thomas bi janna ndala touré bi jan mel yaron kar ko sa faram fanji ni manni ka kawla ka faram fanji ni manni ka kawla so obe kum mala bakel anum be odno lala ala touré kan anin Thomas pour ya kuma kan be fasare ni mandi ka kan wala ni mo keno mel kumat yo ka mandi kan saji pa mo ko di mba jom mañol anim ba mba banna ñol kata mba tumbu ñol wol be samoy mun ni le mun fa yo ni nata topic ta kon hansa ni Abdoulaye Bojan na ko misa dawo men fo sinata set dalil folo ngo falen fulan jang wala mun ta ko because ay men fo nye ko comme ka recommendai ay men fa wala mun ko ni cabinet kono jibe manja ko beje surwa beje mandin ko beje fulo beje sarakulo beje sayin jolan mantaraje yalo nyum ko ultime sene meme dending Abdoulaye Bojan na ka appoint alors hadama diu man timma hadama diu nyante ye hakiltu bak ni be diamlo waaw malaiko lebe danda wala bulbani marala ela kuma kendo bulbalan ko safe ela ku jawo maralan ko safe o taman sero menti wala mnyinti ko bi ajibe 2017 kono ni leñ interview soto ala endi mafan bi ndol bala moy kanjam andu nya be la fana ni lafte si jibe be sirin nyame ka actiono men ke bulol ma nyadi nya sabe ni mo soto donu ila kuma ka samu andu salan ko jumal be di hanka o kamala mo be kuma fala nyante yalon kat ko sama konti bo be jele fabi kala jaw malti bang fabi kala nyim malti bang malo olatna loya usen kunda dabu fumu atentu bake ya jay andu alaya makoy bakel fanan aka hakiltu bake dia mo kono comme ko aka senkan lungu ay fulanjan soto kullu yawmin wasan tilioti la lon kar ko atilo nyon sototal so ni nata Abdoulaye Bojan na appoint to wato adi amusi ada bake forumol kono janni mol ko ha munani Abdoulaye Bojan point dol ko usen dabula point Abdoulaye Bojan yo lesita ye fenko de da tondi loi me alon kati ko baro dabo nyanta ka si wala emergency kaje mole kuma jamal fo ko bal bitum bawali amo na president men kata alhaji num kunda dabo ay kuma kam men fo mbela mo so baro ka mol point la already ay na fate mona yamira jumal be sonna wala bawo mbe adam baro mo ko aka men fo wala nyinti ko na mbiri bi tay faye ka men fo wala nyinti ko aka fala mo le ko me in place card di le dabol ko hani pa bi le ko hani ngombe place card pa bi le ko hani yalo mbe o kuma ka mo forum ko jan hanni ma mo baro fo da a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim bismillahir rahmanir rahim Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Manfaring Jadama for UDP ngal be konton in somandala jang. Yo albadi malam wala Manfaring nata don pruka alfal tentu ke jay. Balla sanaba dunkun samate ngal konton ngal tentu ngal jay. Be na jatam bal konton na men keta be konton na kam to fo mandia. Yo okola mbe ndi musuba konton na me alon kar ko fat kamara ne diam kam moy somandala ngala moy mbe tent la bake mbe jayla mbe duwale fanan la duwal fana almale e men be duwal male a be muta hani nyina tan men ne mafu duwato almale a beke alla kila hormona barako ni la sonta la batata kila le ken sawti yo mbe lafta diam la ni audio kunu tom semen kinan forumo kono video ma natna record kake audio men kata loya usen kunda dabu ala kuma kan ani ya wato me ya interview ni kuma ni manke science de ni kata ngamira 2017 kono lam 2017 kono ni interview kata men ba interview ka wala CDC seti nalman CDC salon mot me alon kar ko ani ya ko dabu lota West Coast tundokan bir kama area council so hanni ye CDC sela diam nyaaji jang momo ya long yala diam nyaaji aka nyim push damel to kan e fam bal nakadu ko kuben kono dindin wala nyin yalla mandin ko kuben kono dindin abu kanyina yo bar ala ya demaro to ifrata memma ala ya o ma ko le pour ka jabiro ka ay sone ya bulanda te batala ndas mo fo mi alon kar ko asikoy waaw mele amoya kuma kama men vote.
You talk about this change, but others who are your critics would say you were a de facto leader from December 2nd, where Adama Barrow, the president of this country, looked at you and said, "You are my father." Where the president of this country looked at you and said, "You are my good political father." So,
well,
if for example, you are disagreeing with what actually had happened, or the change that you envisage has not manifest, do you have any regret in that?
I do not have any regret. I would have had regret if what you said was in fact the truth. When Adama Barrow said I was his political godfather, then I was in prison. He used us as a campaign tool. Hussein Dawelon Famadi. Ni Fafata is a kumbo. Banala Korda Teta, Elabarakanta Yalod. I was in prison. So it was not, he did not say that when I was adopted as minister. And let me tell you this, what Gambians didn't know. I have never been consulted on any major thing by Adama Barrow. The only time I've never been.
Okay.
I have never been.
You've never been consulted
by him.
How much were you influential?
That is why, because you would be influential if you are consulted. You would be influential if you are consulted. I have never been consulted on anything. In fact, I have to say this, an issue that affects my ministry. When I was foreign minister, Ambassador Oji Sallah, his case came up. That's right. His case came up. That used to be removed.
Removed
as ambassador.
Okay.
And I said, please, don't.
Because you told that to Adama?
The president.
Okay.
The president. In fact, the president said, because look, we are hosting the OIC conference. You do not want to recall this gentleman and then appoint a new ambassador. It will take time before you get an agreement, and it will also take time before that ambassador establishes relationships with the influential members of the OIC. This gentleman already has that. So let us leave him. After the OIC, you can say bye-bye. And what was his response? I will consult my technicians. Billahi wallah.
Who were those technicians?
I don't know. And then I said, Your Excellency, your advisors are Mr. Jallo on matters affecting agriculture. OJ is your advisor. Matters affecting foreign relations, I am your advisor. Local government administration, 𝒂𝒊𝒏. I said, well, it's okay, but I'll consult with my technicians. And I left, deflated. And I also tell you this, when Habib Drama was being removed as Secretary General, I didn't know. I went to him, consulted him on certain issues. It was on a Friday, on certain issues. And when I left his office, to return to my office, just before, I have that big tree, around the Vice President's office. When I got there, then one of the security officers came and said, AG wants you back. I went back. I said, well, I've taken the decision to really relieve Mr. Drama of his position as Secretary General, and he gave reasons, and okay. I said, but AG, I don't think this is the right time. Tomorrow, you are going to China for the 𝒂𝒂𝒃 meeting. She is the head of the... So please, don't relieve on a Friday to return to my office. Just before, I have that big tree, around the Vice President's office. When I got there, then one of the security officers came and said, AG wants you back. I went back. I said, well, I've taken the decision to really relieve Mr. Drama of his position as Secretary General, and he gave reasons, and okay. I said, but AG, I don't think this is the right time. Tomorrow, you are going to China for the 𝒂𝒂𝒃 meeting. She is the head of the technical team. If you remove him now, who is going to head that technical team? He already leave him. If you come back from China after the 𝒂𝒂𝒃, do whatever you want to do. And they jokingly, I told him, but Mr. President, there's the story that you are born on a Friday. So, that Friday was a very good day for your family. Everybody was happy that we have got a new addition. Everybody was happy. So please, Fridays, don't remove anybody from office, because you send, sadness in the family. Don't do that. Yeah. Honestly, I have never been consulted, and this is the impression people that have.
Even with appointments?
Even with appointment, no appointment have I been consulted on. I made recommendation for appointment in the Foreign Service, and they were accepted. But I have never been consulted on any other appointment.
But Mr. Dabo, why wouldn't the President consult you, as you said, at some point, Foreign Affairs Minister, and later part as Vice President? Why wouldn't he consult you?
Why he wouldn't consult me? I think that should be a question for him, not for me. As Foreign Minister, some of the recommendations I made for appointments, and they were not my appointments, they were recommendations. He could have rejected them. Just as he told me that, OJ said, I'm going to consult my technicians.
Well, we saw that OJ kept his job.
Well, I don't want to tell you why.
We need to know. This is state of affairs.
No. It's okay. It's all right. And I also tell you that, there were two other appointments, ambassadorial appointments, that I had no idea about. Yeah, I saw
I pick one name out of the bag, 𝒂𝒏 in South Africa.
Yeah,
Many said
𝒂𝒏, I recommended him, and I do not have records for recommending him. Look, we have to be right. We said we want an all-inclusive government. And the cabinet, you have Manigos in the cabinet. You have Fulas in the cabinet. You have Akus in the cabinet. You have Manjagus in the cabinet. But not a Jola. And for me, 𝒂𝒏 was a fit candidate to be appointed as ambassador. And reason is because a member of the National Assembly under Jadama had disclosed to me that when the emergency, when the state of emergency was being, Mr. Bojan took steps to abort it. And how? That he had sent out messages, soft messages, to some members to be absent so that the required votes would not be got.
That in his capacity as speaker then?
Yeah. You know, he couldn't come out in the open and say, please don't come. I understand he has sent out those messages. You know? But then someone leaked it, and then, another person who was very enthusiastic to have this state of emergency declared, told the president that this is what Mr. Bojan did. Probably, if Jadama had stayed, probably Mr. Bojan would have paid for that. But I thought, I thought he was really someone, who I believe could be, a representative of the Jolas in government at that level. Although my preference would have been in the cabinet rather than being in the diplomatic service.
Did Mr. Bojan return similar favors at the earlier phase before their cabinet, their parliament wrapped up, when you made several amendments in terms of the age gap, the upper age?
I'm sorry. I did not make. Again, this is the fallacy. Again, this is the fallacy.
I guess you know where I'm driving to.
Again, this is the fallacy. If that after that amendment was made, Hussein Dabo was immediately appointed as vice president.
Not only the amendment of the president's age, we talk about the deposit for the parliamentarians, we talk about the age gap, the upper age for the judges.
Certainly the upper age for judges, I am not a judge. Maybe if I hadn't gone into politics, I would have wanted to be a judge of the Supreme Court. And today, any person who is above the age of 65, certainly not for the benefit of any particular individual. Today, any person who is above the age of 65 years is qualified to contest as president of this country. So it's not made for 𝒂𝒊𝒏 as people times, falsely project. After all, the removing of the increase in the age of judges before they retire, really, those amendments were certainly not for the benefit of any particular individual. Today, any person who is above the age of 65 years is qualified to contest as president of this country. So it's not made for 𝒂𝒊𝒏 as people. And in fact, the media sometimes, falsely project. After all, the removing of the increase in the age of judges before they retire, what benefit is that 𝒂𝒊𝒏? After all, we were judged that it was meant to really strengthen our judiciary. People who were capable in their youth, they are still young and they have a lot to offer, can continue to serve as judges. In fact, one of the celebrated English judges was a judge up to the age of 80 years, Lord Denning. So if you increase the age to 75, you want to say that is 𝒂𝒊𝒏. But if it is 𝒂𝒊𝒏's doing, I think we've done something good for the country. That is why we still have some judges who have served in some other Commonwealth countries, Gambians, they are still part of our Supreme Court. If it was me, well, I accept. And we say that we have done good for this nation. We have opened up the door, for every Gambian who is 80 years to be able to contest as president of in this country.
But then you don't have a single parliamentarian in the assembly. The coalition did not have. So one thought what has transpired in the assembly with the majority APRC, the reward for Ablaye Bojang was to be an ambassador.
Well,
do you agree?
Well, I don't agree. I don't agree at all, because that was done after Ablaye Bojang was appointed as ambassador. In fact, this bill that we are talking about came in after this national assembly.
Ablaye was the speaker of the assembly.
Ablaye was the speaker.
Yes.
But certainly, it had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with it. And let me say that Ablaye didn't vote. He, as speaker, never had a vote. He could only have a vote maybe if there was a tie. So what has Ablaye got to do? I mean, he was their speaker. He could not reject the bill because he has no authority.
Messages.
He has no authority.
So maybe he did the same soft messages at the time.
Well, if he did the soft messages, that has never influenced me, and in fact, it could never have been my consideration. My consideration as well, what a Jola, And some people are saying, but there are other Jolas. But for me, I thought, with the position that he has risen to as speaker, he must be a very highly respected person in the Jola community, and that his standing really as speaker would not make any government raise an eyebrow when you ask for an agreement. I know there are other equally, well-known people among the Jola community. But then, said to myself, could they raise an objection to the agreement being granted to the person because of A, B, C, and D? And I didn't find anything faulty with Ablaye Bojang.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dawo. Well, viewers, once again, we remind that you're watching State of Affairs here on QT. I'm your host, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, with my co-host, 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔, and our guest tonight is Honorable 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒆𝒍.